This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Larry Lesueur, and you're watching CBS Television News. Tonight, the Arab-Israeli war rages on with fighting escalating in Negev. The refugee crisis in Palestine deepens as the Arab Student League of London appeals for donations for money and other goods. Farther east, conflict continues in Kashmir as newly independent India and Pakistan fight for control of the region. Both prime ministers of India and Pakistan were recently at the Commonwealth Conference, with both hoping the Commonwealth nations will work together for mutual benefit. Finally, Walter White's autobiography, A Man Called White, has been released, with Gertrude Martin of the Chicago Defender calling it an indictment of American democracy. But first, today's edition of CBS News is brought to you by Johnson & Johnson Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick. Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings.
Look, here is the new Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick. It sticks better than any other bandage. The proof? Take a dry egg at room temperature. Touch the egg with any other bandage. Brand X, Brand Y, Brand Z. Not one sticks. But a Band-Aid plastic strip with new Super Stick sticks tight instantly. Watch it again in slow motion. No pressure, yet we can lift the egg, even boil it. And the Band-Aid plastic strip never comes loose.
Maybe you don't want to broil eggs this way, but you do want the extra protection of Band-Aid plastic strips. They take better care of little cuts and scratches. They stay put.
Yes, even in hot, soapy dishwater. Neat, fresh-colored, almost invisible. Band-Aid plastic strips with new Super Stick stick better than any other bandage. Made only by Johnson & Johnson, the most trusted name in surgical dressings. Be sure you get Band-Aid plastic strips.
Welcome back, everyone. Tonight's coverage begins with the Arab-Israeli war. Since the assassination of UN mediator Count Volker Bernadotte, his successor, Ralph Bunche, noted black American scholar and founder member of the National Negro Conference, has become increasingly concerned that the truce Bernadotte established is falling apart. Mr. Bunche recently sent a cable to the Security Council which read, "The assassination of Bernadotte and of Colonel Surratt has thrown a tragic light on an increasingly serious situation in Palestine as regards the authority, prestige, and even the safety of personnel engaged in truce supervision work." During the truce ordered by the Security Council and its resolution of July 15, 1948, there's been a disturbing tendency of the part of both Arabs and Jews to withhold cooperation from the Truce Supervision Organization and to place obstacles in the way of its effective operation. Since Bunche sent this cable, he has reported that fighting in Negev has escalated on both sides. The Security Council has met to discuss the recent turn of events and has ordered Arab and Israeli forces to remove themselves to boundaries established in the summer. The Soviet delegate to the Security Council surprised everyone with his favorable comments regarding Bunche's recommendations. The refugee crisis in Palestine deepens as hundreds of thousands of Arab refugees have fled. The late Count Bernadotte warned before his death last month that the choice for the international community is between saving many thousands of lives now or permitting them to die. Since then, the situation of Arab refugees fleeing Jewish forces has not improved. The Palestinian Committee of the Arab Students League in London recently issued an appeal for donations of money, tents, food, clothing, and medicine for the estimated 320,000 Arab refugees now living in Palestine, Syria, Transjordan, Egypt, and Iraq. In other news, despite the efforts of the Security Council to resolve the conflict between the newly independent India and Pakistan, the struggle for Kashmir continues. Since partition last year, the two countries have been struggling for control of this northernmost region of the subcontinent. Though predominantly Muslim, Indian Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru has little intention of relinquishing the region as it is his ancestral home. Indian forces recently gained control of the Buddhist province of Ladakh in the Himalayan mountains near the Tibetan border. Representatives of India, Pakistan, and South Africa found common ground, though, as former British colonies on October 11th when they met in London to discuss their future in the British Commonwealth of Nations. The three government officials were joined by representatives of 6 other former colonies, representing a quarter of the world's population. Both Prime Minister Nehru and Prime Minister of Pakistan, Nawazrada Liaquat Ali Khan, expressed the hope that all of the Commonwealth nations will be able to work together for mutual benefit. A new book is hitting the shelves. This month sees the release of Walter White's autobiography, A Man Called White, from Viking Press. Gertrude Martin of the Chicago Defender writes of the book, quote, "Negro readers will be more or less familiar with much of the material which White uses to good advantage in his book. Few white readers will be able to put it down without at least a twinge of conscience. Certainly it is an indictment of American democracy which, although not new, is strongly and vigorously expressed. The fact that the author has seen at firsthand so much that has happened makes his account the more convincing. In other news, White has denied rumors that he intends to take a position offered to him by a prominent Wall Street firm. That's going to wrap up our coverage for today. For CBS Television News, I'm Larry Lesueur. Good night, everybody.